Robots have rights, not, but they are taking over. Hopefully, it's not too late to stop this. Welcome to another episode of Diana Shares the News podcast, a production of the DigiZone Network. Legal protections for robots. There is serious research going into rights for robots or AI machines. It's been taking place in the background in the world of academia. You can find some of the results in academic and specialty publications. I don't know whether to call them civil rights for robots or what new legal terms will apply to them, but will robots be able to claim rights against humans? Will humans be able to do likewise against the machines? The workplace or medicine may be a couple of obvious areas where machines will make a dramatic difference for humans. The workplace. Let's think about it. What could happen, let's say, if you disagree with an AI figure that happens to be your boss? What if you're asked to supervise a line of robots in a factory or farm field? Can the robots complain against you because you don't know what you're doing? Can they revolt and get you fired? You bet. What if you're competing for a job against an AI machine? Forget it. Robots don't need training. They can be programmed with what they need to know. They don't complain. They don't get sick. They always show up on time. They don't go on vacation. They can work 24/7 and they can update themselves. Medicine and healthcare. In the very near future, and I mean very near, robots will be able to decide who gets to live and who gets to die, as well as who gets an organ transplant. Of course, organ transplants might become moot if experts come up with artificial kidneys and artificial other organs. That would be a good thing if the process is administered correctly. When I say who gets to decide to live and die, right now humans have to make that decision, sometimes at the operating table, or to continue life supporting measures, to keep people alive artificially in case they do come out of a coma and so forth. Well, if you leave it up to AI, the, the decision will be made, and if people complain about the decision, then humans will say, well, it wasn't us, it was the robots, it was the AI, we left it up to them, quote unquote. And so, hey, what did they call it? Plausible deniability. Don't blame me, blame the machine. Transhumanism. We are also being pushed rapidly toward transhumanism. That is, in its simplest form, humans hooked up to computers. That's a whole other area of legality and regulation with many morally challenging questions. Okay, so what would you do with people that are part machine? What legal standing does someone have if he or she, let's say, is 50 or 60% machine? A recent Redacted Inc. interview provided shocking recent developments along these lines. I couldn't believe how far along all these things have come. And you've got to see that episode. When something goes wrong, who will be the victim and who will be responsible? Again, the legal standing and what percentage and who really is to blame when something goes wrong, and things will go wrong. Believe me, they do now and they always will. The point here now is that humans are at risk. Now, some experts believe that thinking and creativity are at risk. Now, these are high-order human skills that robots are performing right now. People in the past didn't think that this was possible, that a machine could actually replicate high-ordered human skills, but it's happening right now. It's happening daily, several times a day, all over the world. And all sorts of applications are underway. As a result, I envision a world of elites calling the shots. And don't they already? With their families intact to inherit the world, with robots doing the work to sustain them, and with only the most useful human beings allowed to survive for whatever else may be needed. And I'm not alone in this way of thinking. Hey, politicians won't be needed either, because the face of government will change dramatically. Now, what are some of the driving forces behind all of this? Well, the need for workplace efficiency, advancements in healthcare, filling job vacancies, the desire to prolong life, or at least human consciousness, if not the body itself. They range from the practical, good and useful, to the unthinkable. And technology itself is making all these things possible rapidly. I became more alarmed than usual recently after watching a very telling interview with Elon Musk that took place actually a couple of years ago, and what he had to say about another tech giant. Musk said that one of the co-founders of Google called him a speciesist, quote, after Musk raised concerns about protecting humanity against the potential dangers of AI. A speciesist would be someone who discriminates against AI, computers, machines, robots. People will no longer be called racist, some derogatory term. They will be accused of being speciesist. And while we're at it, don't even compare machines to the animal kingdom. There is no comparison. But this is where we are at today. Don't let it happen. We're on the path toward the total displacement of humanity, of the entire human race. Don't let it happen. The tech giants, especially those that lack any kind of morality, will not be held back. They are competing against each other for profits and power. So humans must take control against the potential takeover of machines. While we still have a democracy, we can influence lawmakers to pass laws that give preferences to humans over machines, that put people first. Stop the madness, or it will end us. Now, I'm hoping this episode won't be censored. I was unable to upload an earlier version, and it was actually rejected. No kidding. I won't go into all the details. So I kind of reworked it a little bit here, because I think it's very important to get this out, the whole idea of how far along we are and how important this is. And people, stop fighting each other, stop fighting each other. Look up and look around you and see where the real fight is, where the real battles are. The algorithms are working, but not for us. They are not in our favor. Now we'll put this on other sites as well to help get the word out. Help get the word out by sharing the information, okay? Now stay tuned for the next Diana Shares the News podcast. And links to the revealing Elon Musk interview and relevant articles and journals are in the description box. Until next time.